All right, let's do it live on a Friday edition of the program. Merely Bo, the great Z. How you living, buddy? Good. Not on.
Good, happy it's Friday. Curb on Sunday.
Yeah.
It's electric. And I walked in here earlier today to see our boy Uno in here with a recorder cutting up something special for the show today. So I'm excited about that.
Oh, he's cutting things up?
Yeah,
Slicing and
voicing
dicing? Where is
over.
he? Is he in there?
He came to me this morning and said, I have an idea for the show.
I like it.
I said,
Uno.
okay. Like,
Buy
let's
stock
go.
now, kids.
He and Ocho.
Uno.
Ocho was busy putting it together. Ocho putting together his first ever, audio highlight
Ocho's
package.
going to – these guys are – did we ever think – these guys have far exceeded even our wildest expectations of what they were capable of. I don't want to spike the ball in the middle of the game here and say that we've won the Super Bowl, but they've done a nice
We're
job.
up 28-3.
They have.
Yeah, we're up big. Yeah. We're going to run the ball, too. We're not going to be silly,
Yeah.
you know.
And then we're
Not
going to
doing
get it
that.
done. No, this is – well, I think it's because we started out so high with the original Esteban.
and
then not as high.
then
And then now
yeah. These guys are like they are the spawn of the original Esteban,
yes.
I would say.
But because there's two of them,
Doubly fun.
yeah, it's like when two great rivers merge into one.
A couple of tributaries
That's right.
and right in.
Right in.
There you go. You knew this was coming. We did a whole thing on this. Like, would you work for? Would you want to? Would Pedro work for you? Would my father work for me? You said I already know what that's like. Although it's different dynamic. But in terms of, unless you, this was how this was going to go. Like Bill Callahan's going to go work for his kid.
Surprised though it took a while.
Well, it could have been, there's a lot of things that are taking a while, as it, pertains to us. But I think you can't minimize the impact that Bill Callahan had here,
That's right.
because it's not just what he got out of, our most talented, best players. It was the depth of talent that he developed here across all of the offensive line positions. It was the notion of when guys get hurt, next man up, and there's not. I mean, Posick and Harris and what DeJuan Jones, what happened with Big Thanos this year? Like, God Almighty, he's a top 4 offensive line coach in the history of the sport.
Yes.
So
He's number 1 current by a wide margin. Second may as well be 8th. I mean, it's a massive loss because it allowed for the Browns to also not necessarily have to draft offensive linemen early and still get great production out of them. And you've seen that, really Wyatt Teller's become a perennial Pro Bowler under his tutelage. Ethan Posick has played the best football of his entire career under his tutelage. We saw what DeJuan Jones did. You think about, Nick Harris. You think about Michael Dunn stepping in. You think about Blake Hance having to step in at times. Anybody who's had to step in has done a good. Jaron Christian right off the street, a guy that he had drafted when he was in Washington, and so had familiarity and brought him in. It's a very, very it's a big loss because I think that you were able to. Now the Browns, you'd also at the same time say the Browns have so much invested in the offensive line, so they have the great coach and the investment. You've paid, you're paying Wills his 5th-year option. You've paid Bitonio. You've paid Posick. You've paid Teller. You've paid Conklin. So you have made financial investment and also had the best coach, so that behind that you could be, have younger guys who've come in and made big strides. Luke Whippler's made big strides under him. So you can't overstate the importance of Bill Callahan, but at the same time, if this is a team, here's the deal with the NFL. Bill Callahan is valuable, period, full stop.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just say that. Bill Callahan becomes more valuable in a season like the last one, where you have devastating injuries at quarterback, running back, and even on your offensive line.
yeah,
The offensive line coach should not be the difference in this team winning the Super Bowl or not. If you have the things that actually matter. And so I think for the Browns, it is a big loss. I think it is very unfortunate. It's also very understandable why he would go work with his son. But just as it was devastating when we lost Nick Chubb in week 2, had everybody else stayed healthy, if we were going to be a team of consequence, it wasn't going to come down to a running back determining whether or not we could win a Super Bowl or not. You look around the league, the final 8 teams, all of them had their quarterback all year, with the exception of 2 games for Houston with C.J. Stroud.
Yeah.
That's the league. So, yes, your offensive line, you could say, helps keep your quarterback upright and healthy to some extent, but that's not – while this is a big loss and he is the best in the world at what he does, this should not ultimately be the difference between the Browns being a Super Bowl champion or not.
No, it's also I think if you were to go back a month, you'd say this would be completely unforeseen. This last month from a coaching situation is not how I think it was envisioned to how it would go.
Correct.
I mean, we have talked about this, and again, none of this is official yet, but there's a billion people reporting it, including it being sourced here locally and nationally and all of it. So it's been confirmed by people. The people who are confirming this stuff are getting it firsthand. And this goes all the way back to Alex Van Pelt, who was reportedly hired. Is that official? Reportedly hired by the Patriots?
Well, I'm looking on
Is he on their website?
Patriots.com, and it has head coach Gerard Mayo. Latest news, Pats hope they found the right coordinator mixed with a picture of Alex Van Pelt.
So he's an offensive coordinator of 2 NFL teams.
They have
at the
not
moment.
announced their other staff. It has Gerard Mayo as head coach. They haven't announced their staff, but there's an article on Patriots.com
with AVP
that says Pats hope they have found the right coordinator
Well, he's
mix.
on 2 websites.
That's right.
The Patriots officially added 3 new coordinators to the fold. Gerard Mayo and Elliott Wolf spent more than 2 weeks putting their heads together before landing on 3 new coordinators. Alex Van Pelt on offense, DeMarcus Covington on defense, and Jeremy Springer on special teams. So Elliott's now the GM of the Patriots. Did we
miss that? He's the general manager? I didn't until you read that. I didn't.
They hadn't found a GM as of 3 days ago. They were like the only team that didn't have a GM.
This is what it says.
So that
this is
just
from
happened.
Patriots.com. Gerard Mayo and Elliott Wolf spent more than 2 weeks putting heads together before landing 3 new coordinators.
Good for him.
It's great.
I always liked him.
Very much so.
Yeah, he was great.
Very much.
Back to my point on an offseason as it was intended, even going back to when it was reported that AVP would not be returning here, we were on the program and you said, look, that there was an intent for him to still be on the staff, but in a different set of circumstances, right? So now
which was not amenable to him.
No, and so which is fine. Which is how you get to a point now where what you thought would be maybe some tinkering to the offensive staff is now a full-blown rebuild. And some of that building has taken place, reportedly.
As of now, the only member of the offensive staff that would be back that had a position coach title would be Chad O'Shea as of today.
Yeah. Yeah, and you don't know because now 2 people he worked with here, one of them is now in Tennessee and the other one is in New England.
Yes.
So he could be pulled in either one of those directions.
He's been with New England before.
Yeah. So that this could end up being like a complete turnover of the offensive staff by the time it's all said and done. And that was not, I think, how, at some point Kevin Stefanski will talk about all this, but I don't think that's how he went into the offseason thinking I'm going to rebuild an entire offensive staff.
My guess is you won't hear from Kevin Stefanski until the combine, right?
I don't know. When they did Schwartz a year ago, he was down there and introduced
he was
him.
at the press
I would
conference.
think when that time comes, Coach would be there to make a statement, but not probably take any questions. Probably the next time he takes questions is at the combine.
Yeah.
If I had to guess.
Right, but like the AB stuff we got on Ken yesterday was from Zach down at the Senior Bowl. So like all that's in play too. Like if you run into him somewhere.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
I don't know. Bill, when these guys came on, it was right around COVID. But I do remember, like, right before COVID, like, running into Bill all the time in the cafeteria. We'd see him all the time back in the days. And the best guy, nicest guy ever. And, I mean, he'd be missed. He'd be missed tremendously.
Yes.
I just wonder, I think maybe it took this long because maybe Bill was, like, torn a little bit. Like, loyalty to Kevin and what's going on here and knowing – how close this organization is. Yes, you want to go if your son needs your help and is asking, but maybe there is a little bit of sense of loyalty to Stefanski and what has been built here over the last 4 years.
He's got a great situation.
Well compensated.
Yeah.
There were a lot of things that were very good for Bill Callahan about being here and a lot of things that were great for us about having Bill Callahan here. No doubt.
Yeah, so those and I don't know that going into the hiring cycle, I don't know that anybody necessarily thought Brian would be hired to be a head coach, right? I mean, that I think kind of came a little bit out of the blue.
Yeah,
and he rocket shipped up. Like he went to Tennessee, and they're like, well, you can't let him leave the room. We got to hire him. And they did. And it was like, wow, that's crazy. Like he went from like Vrabel, who was like this institution in Nashville and with that organization, to, we don't like what he said at his Hall of Fame ceremony in New England. So
that's
he's out.
Still the craziest reason I've ever heard.
Dude, NFL owners, man.
That's the craziest. That is the craziest, though, to me.
Yeah. But I think that is probably, when you think about it, that's probably the that path leads them in a different direction. And then all of a sudden Brian comes in, and now Brian's a head coach.
Of course.
I mean, the offense in Cincinnati, Zach calls the plays.
Correct.
So to go from not being a play caller to now atop an organization, it's a lot. It's a lot going on.
Yeah.
But I don't know when we'll get official word on this stuff or not. Probably next week sometime. I don't know. But that's where you stand at this point. So Alex Van Pelt, as I mentioned, has been hired by the Patriots to be the offensive coordinator there and be on Gerard Mayo's staff there. There's the connective tissue with Elliott. So both with Green Bay. That I didn't realize I knew he was. I guess now that when you said his name, I remembered that he was in the front office there.
Just so you know, he is not listed as their GM. In their front office, you get a picture of Bob Kraft, you get a picture of Jonathan Kraft, the president, and then a guy named Matt Groh has a teeny little picture as director of player personnel. That's it.
Different now.
It seems. I mean, on their coaching page, it literally just has a picture of Gerard Mayo, and then it says the rest of the staff will be announced at a later date.
Yeah.
And on top of that is, on that very same page, is an article that says Pats hope they found the right coordinator, mixed with pictures of all of these coordinators.
So it says, I'm looking at an article from yesterday. Ever since announcing Mayo as the new head coach, team has been in scramble mode conducting interviews, looking to fill positions on the coaching staff with no single individual in charge of the front office. Two key individuals in the decision-making from the front office, Director of Player Personnel Matt Groh and Director of Scouting Elliott Wolf. So maybe it was a team effort?
Director of Scouting.
From Mike Girardi up in Boston and NESN's, Boston Sports Journal. That's where he's from. Some external and internal sources believe Elliott Wolf will eventually, be the choice to run the front office. However, it remains unlikely he'll get the title of GM.
Mm-hmm.
He has an excellent relationship with the Krafts and appeals to them partly because he didn't grow from the Belichick tree.
Yeah.
And he has aided Mayo in his coordinator search.
So there you go. Yeah, that's the AVP, is the Green Bay. Faux show.
Yeah. Yep. That would be it. That would be it for sure. So there you go.
I wish AVP well. Total sidebar, great guy.
Yeah.
Brought a lot to this.
All these guys, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know TC as well, but
TC was great when every time I interviewed him.
He was in here once maybe, but the rest were awesome humans.
Yeah. Great guys. Great to learn from.
Yeah, and I do think that not as this has taken some different turns.
Has it?
For we talk about the plan, and of no fault of their own. You can't control what's happening around the league, but this probably isn't what you thought you'd be doing a month ago with this staff. So we will go around the league. We are going to we'll do Curb. We'll do some little Curb homage to Curb. I was thinking about that this morning. Season finale, the first episode, the season premiere of the final season of Curb Your Enthusiasm is Sunday. Anyone who listens to this show regularly knows how much we've always loved the show and reference Seinfeld and Curb and all of that. And we talked about this a little bit yesterday, this notion of our whole lives has been influenced by this dude's comedy.
Yes.
Since teenagers till now. I mean, it's
100%.
From the 90s to now. I would go home, I would race home after basketball practice to watch Seinfeld. Never missed it in real time. We're old enough to where we watched it in real time. We didn't even have to have TBS or Netflix.
Thursday at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, so for me it was Thursday at 7 or 8. I think 8. I think it was on at 8. I think Friends was 7.
NBC.
That's right. On the what'd they call that? The Thursday night lineup on NBC?
Must see TV.
Must see TV.
That's
Yeah.
it.
So his Friends was on at 7, and then there was a buffer, and then Seinfeld at 8, and then put in my time zone, then they would have like ER at 9 was the setup. But yeah, like it's remarkable. Like it's 30 my formidable years, entire adult life, LD's comedy has been in it. And I would say no human has brought me more laughter and joy than him. If you think about Seinfeld through Curb, I don't think it's close.
No. How would you rate the pod you just listened to?
He didn't give much. You know what he gave.
But was it did you enjoy?
Of course,
because
it's LD and it's Bill and it's fun. You know, like you feel like you know Bill for so long, and from all I always listen to the one on Sunday with the Cuz, and so that all lines up. It reminds me a little bit of, people always said this about Eddie Murphy. Anytime that he does anything comedic, like whether he's on a Saturday Night Live reunion, the one time when he was, or anytime he would be on like a talk show, people are so ready to laugh at Eddie that anything he says, you just die for.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like LD didn't give Bill much. You know, like there was some genuinely very funny stuff, but he would ask him like pointed questions. A lot of that.
Did you see Larry attacked Elmo?
I did. Did
you see his apology?
I did not see that. I did not see the apology, but I did see him on this morning, on one of the morning shows, and they apparently he said this is so LD. He said the one thing I will not, like, he gave a list of things don't ask me about this stuff, and one of them was like Taylor and Travis, and so they asked him, and he goes you got some nerve, like, to sell it, and he goes, I've said the S word one other time in this program, and I'm gonna say it again. I couldn't give a about that.
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty good.
Well, it's becoming
it's
becoming a hot button issue.
I don't think it is.
Oh, it is.
No, I think it is a corner of idiocy.
Oh, it is.
That is made it that.
Well, not me.
I don't know that.
I mean, the Mark Andrews thing, Mark Andrews saved that person.
there you
All
go.
the mentions were anti-Kelsey mentions.
It's Twitter, man. It's idiocy.
So I said it's a cesspool.
Yeah, it is. It's the worst. It absolutely is the worst.
I'm saying what I'm saying is it's getting mainstream news.
It's because everyone's bored.
Coverage.
Because it's 2 weeks between.
Exactly. There's nothing
going on. I mean, so this is how this happens.
Other than Harbaugh's creepy press conference yesterday.
By the way, the notion of him like RVing from Ann Arbor to Los Angeles, and then spending his first 2 months as Chargers coach until they get the new facility. They must be getting new facilities in the next 3 months. In an RV park outside of Disneyland or down by the water. Can I get a camera on that? I want that.
Can that be a Hard Knocks?
Can I get that? Him driving cross country in an RV, yucking it up.
I feel like you take Harbaugh as the Niners coach to Harbaugh today, and I understand in college you have now with the portal and all that, they're not quite as captive, but he's a guy that will help you get to the NFL. I think everybody knows that, and I think that maybe I just don't know how his style, and he seems weirder than ever.
So did you see his presser yesterday, though?
We watched it.
Yeah, I think he was far more engaging than he's been at Michigan in the last 4 years, probably.
Yes, but you could tell he's just.
But calling L.A. a hotbed,
dude,
he's an
easy type.
I just don't know how he's gonna.
You're like 7th on the depth chart there.
I just wonder how long he's got before they're just tired of his act.
It is like
I know he's got. I think 4 would be a great win for them.
There are a couple of NHL coaches that come to mind. You may not have heard of either one of them. Mike Keenan, okay, who won a Stanley Cup with the Rangers, where he could go to a place for 4 or 5 years, flip it, and then it was done. Another example is John Tortorella does this, who was most recently in Columbus. He's now in Philly and won a cup. He was a fantastic soundbite. Won a cup in Tampa. You come in for 4 or 5 and you can take it, and then it's like
get him
out.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what it will be like with Harbaugh, where he will come in. They're gonna be better right away with him for sure. Like he's a winner everywhere. But you say like when you say like how different he is, guys. I was from me to that door right there, from him at the coach's press conference at the Super Bowl 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
his brother is in a suit. His dad was there. His brother and dad are in suits. It's the Thursday before the Super Bowl press conference. You wear a suit, you get a picture in front of Lombardi. Jim was in khakis, black long sleeve shirt, had a pen around his neck with a whistle, had his 49ers ball cap on, and cleats. He wore the same outfit he coaches in to the press conference for the head coaches. Everybody else who's ever done those does it in a suit. He acted like he was going out to drop some ball plays in the dirt. He's a different dude.
Yes.
Very different
Quite.
dude. Yeah.
Quite.
Yeah. So, all right. So we're gonna do. We're gonna do have a little fun with Curb. We'll go around the league. What else we got coming?
We got
on
the
here?
finals of the
we got finals.
game of the year, the Brownie Awards.
Oh, we've got encore mailbag too.
Yep. Well, I owed Bobby
lot.
a little time.
There's
We
a
got
lot.
a lot of Bobby questions. It's only
Bobby.
right that we circle back a little bit.
No, we had a great matchup in the one.
Yeah.
A lot of votes too on that one. A
Yeah.
lot of votes. All right, we're off and running. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland. part of one of the most passionate fan bases in the NFL. Join Next Gen STM, presented by Ticketmaster, the official waitlist of the Cleveland Browns. Being a Next Gen STM, the best chance to become a season ticket member in future seasons. Visit clevelandbrowns.com/nextgenstm to reserve your spots today. Did you watch any of the Pro Bowl, fellas?
No.
Festivities last night. Did you, Gibby?
I caught it. I caught highlights on the other side. There were some fun little moments. I don't know. I don't know if it works. Like, why not just do it all in one day?
Well, the same reason the NBA is going to now do 2 days of televised primetime draft so that people can sit there in the second round and watch a bunch of names that nobody knows.
Yeah.
That's why.
I don't.
There's nothing on. There's nothing. So they throw it up and they'll do dodgeball and whatever else they did.
Okay, so if you're going to do that, that's fine. Because dodgeball was fun. I watched the dodgeball.
Who won?
It was fun. The NFC.
Sad.
Dodgeball was fun. But, like, then just do everything on the weekend. Saturday, make it the skills because there's not a lot going on. Sunday, make it the Pro Bowl and the flag football game. I'll tune in to watch a little bit of the flag football game because that was fun last year. There were some plays. There were some moments.
Wyatt Teller on hold.
Oh, speaking of the Pro Bowl.
Well, let's go there.
Let's do
go.
it.
I believe you have a luminary.
Let's go live.
Let's go live to Orlando. Wyatt Teller, how you doing, buddy? How were the festivities last night?
Hey, they were good. We got to be in a beautiful city. I do love Cleveland, but it's a little cold right now, so it's nice to switch that out for 70-degree weather.
Yeah, that's a huge win.
Big win.
So give us the tale of the tape for your week. When do you get down there? What do the festivities look like? What are your days like, nights, etc.? At least so much as so that you can share.
Yeah, no, I mean it's very chill. I know when I was one of the last years that they actually played in the game, and that was a little bit more, studying and practicing. This is more just, kind of fun and relaxing, which is honestly at the end of the year, it's the way it should be. It's pretty tough to keep going, and then whenever you're done with the season, go out and get hit for another game. But it's nice. So I got in here Wednesday. I guess you could get in here around Thursday, but we got in around Wednesday, and then we basically had like 3 meetings, which has been nice. We got to see Disney.
There you go.
Yeah, so it's been a good little week.
You're not standing in lines there, are you? They're running you right to the front.
Yeah,
you're going right to the
red
front.
carpet.
Right?
Yeah, no, we were lucky. We got we didn't get a carpet or anything, but we did. Being an offensive lineman, they said, hey, you got to go with the regular admission. No, it was good. It was we got a VIP tour. It was unbelievable.
Favorite ride?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty good. I got to I was with my son, so I didn't get to really go on the crazy rides, but we went through what was it, Magic Kingdom, and got to see a bunch of the rides. It was fun.
Oh, lovely. For you, this is 3rd straight Pro Bowl. Congratulations, obviously, on that. It's old hat for you now, right? Like you're just kind of get to come in and see some of the guys that are the perennial Pro Bowlers. Do you guys have your own like club? You and Joel and the perennial Pro Bowlers and all that?
Yeah, no, I don't know about having our own club, but we definitely have. It's cool to see the guys that you know and get to catch up and see what everybody's going through and what's changing and seeing guys having kids and everything like that. It's cool.
Why, one of the things that is, constantly this time of year when you talk about the Pro Bowl and the NFL's trying a bunch of new things. It's very not how the Pro Bowl used to be played, but you have to evolve, you have to adapt. Does this version of the Pro Bowl work for you? Are you enjoying it? Is it something that you think the rest of the guys in the league are enjoying?
Yeah, no, I definitely think, like I said, it's just, it's hard when, as an offensive lineman, so much of your game is, the communication between each guy. When you're going in for 1 week, if you expect to play well, that's kind of crazy because, so much of it is understanding the playbook, so much of it is understanding technique and fundamentals. So when you go all and there's guys who, different techniques, all different coaches coach different techniques. So it's not as fun as people think it is. Obviously we're athletic, but so much of offensive line play is consistency and communication and experience with the guys around you. So I kind of like the layout now. We get to spend a week in a beautiful city without beating our bodies up too much, which I know, at the end of the year, I'm lucky to be here. There's a lot of guys who, had to opt out for injury. So, you don't want to get injured and go into the off season with another lingering problem. So I know that a lot of the fans are like, I'd rather see some hitting and some fun, but it's just like, it's really,
No,
thanks.
Yeah.
It's all good, man.
no, we're absolutely good on that. Just lay low, buddy. Stay healthy through it. Nothing official yet, but a lot of reports around the league that Bill Callahan will be indeed joining his son Brian on the staff in Tennessee. Know how much Bill has meant to you, and again, nothing official yet, just what we're seeing reported. What can you speak to Bill Callahan's impact on your career and on the offensive line play here in Cleveland over the last few years?
Yeah, I'm going to miss Bill. I know that's kind of crazy to say because, our day-to-day has, always been a roller coaster. But, I'm so thankful to have him in my corner. I've been thankful to have, one, the man, the myth, the legend, Bill Callahan as an offensive line coach, but also as, as a friend and, as a mentor. So it's been good to watch, to see him go coach with his son, and that's never really been done. So it's if it does happen, again, speculation, but I'm really happy.
It's all
for him
reportedly.
and, I hope the best for him.
Certainly, of course.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Well, like you said, it's unique, the father-son. You were just talking a second ago about, father-son time down in Disney. Is he old enough? I mean, he's only just over one, right? To even, can you tell, is he digging, is Brooks digging what's going on down there in Disney? Or is it still kind of just, we're a little young for that?
Yeah, he's a little young for it. I didn't know if you were asking if he's going to be an offensive coordinator in the NFL.
Well, maybe you guys will work together. Exactly.
I don't know. Maybe.
You can't say you wouldn't.
Maybe, but no, he's the shapes and colors and all that stuff. He's starting to, he's seeing all that and he's enjoying it. But he's I don't know if he understands exactly what's going on. He is 13 months old, but
right.
Still to kind of see him notice everything and see everything. It's it's a proud parent moment.
Did he get to meet Mickey?
He did get to meet Mickey,
What?
but
I
right
wonder what
before
that
we went in, he had a nice little fall, so he was already in a bad mood. So when he saw Mickey, it wasn't the.
What's this huge mouse doing? Dad, this guy's freaking me out.
My middle, when we first went, was terrified of him.
This mine's a monster mouse.
It's a giant mouse, Dad.
Yeah.
Why are you bringing me to this thing?
That seems terrible. Well, Wyatt, obviously.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right.
Have fun down there, man.
Absolutely.
Enjoy it. We're so happy for you again to get this great honor and recognition, which is certainly so well deserved. So have fun down there with the fam, and enjoy your third consecutive Pro Bowl appearance.
I appreciate you guys. I can't wait to get back to Cleveland, though.
We can't wait to have you.
A lot of people say that from Orlando, but I'm excited to get back.
Well, that's why you're special.
I appreciate you guys.
We appreciate you, brother.
That Wilderness Lodge is a hell of a place. Man.
Oh, it's a great place.
Really spread out there.
Yeah.
They take care of you.
They do.
Yeah.
It's like the wild frontier.
Yes, sir.
All right, that's Wyatt Teller joining us there on the Twisted Tea Hotline. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea official of your Cleveland Browns. There you go. That was nice. That's good.
It's great.
Yeah.
Appreciate the check-in.
Good job, Gibbet.
Yes, well, he reached out yesterday and was like, "Hey, totally my bad. I was with a kid at Magic Kingdom and we wouldn't
want to interrupt that.
I was
anyway.
like, you don't need to apologize. Like,
That's
if
right.
you
Live,
got a
baby.
few minutes today, swing on by."
We make a lot of I've certainly made many a mistake as a parent. You do the best you can. But one of the things that I am most proud of is waiting, and this is a Pro Bowl, so this is different. Like, it's not like he's taken there on purpose. But waiting until Bootsy was old enough to be able to navigate it.
And appreciate it.
Yeah.
Enjoy
Because you don't want to go a lot, and you want to be able to – it's an absurd commitment, both time, financial, all of it. And so, like, you do not – if you're out there and you're like, I got a 3-year-old – No.
You want that bang for that buck.
You want the bang for the buck. And I think anywhere between I think the minimum age to go there and to like truly get it is like 6. I think under the 6, it's tough, really tough, because they're going to get tired, and it's a lot.
Yeah.
You're walking a lot. You're strolling.
And how many days are you going? And then you almost have to have a rest day. You can't just go one day after the other. You almost need a day where you're like, you stay at your resort, or if you're staying off property, you just hang out at the pool all day, maybe play a little, mini golf, something to just break it up a little bit.
Yeah, it was about a year ago we went. It was right around this time, like middle of February last year when we went for the first.
The first time I ever went was on a media junket.
Oh, yeah.
And I came back and I thanked my parents for never taking me.
I thought it was great. It was awesome. I thought the rides were great. I thought it's like a total experience. Like nobody has rides like Cedar Point, but Disney isn't. It's not the rides. It's the experience. Like as soon as you walk in there, you really are transported into another world.
They
like,
take care of you. Like
well,
there's
as soon as you walk
question.
onto a ride, the ride begins. Like as soon as you get in line on a ride, the ride begins. The experience.
The experience of it.
You know, that
Sometimes
starts as
sometimes that's a 3-hour experience.
I don't know what that would suck. I would not have wanted that part of it. So I did not. Have
I
to do
don't
that.
go to that line.
Yeah,
I go to the
I'm not
shorter-
doing those
Certain
things.
people are,
We're not doing that.
well-to-do.
We got a couple other things. We have the Raiders hiring Cliff Kingsbury as offensive coordinator. Marvin Lewis, new assistant head coach, and possibly could be there a Hughes sighting in there. This is what we're thinking potentially. He just got ran in Grambling.
Yes.
He got ran down there.
Maybe for his attire, but that's neither here nor there.
Who knows? But I think that makes sense for Antonio Pierce to bring on Marv.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then that would make sense that Hugh is meeting about possible positions.
Yeah.
So,
I think the Kingsbury hire to me signals that they are probably going to be in pursuit of Justin Fields. I think that would be a fit.
Raiders. I've
Yeah.
seen a lot of speculation about that.
That would make
as
a lot
well.
of sense because I think he's attainable for them. It's a very Raiders type play.
Yep.
High ceiling, big athlete, box office, all that. And I don't want him there because I don't think it's going to go well. But I think that's a very good chance that. I think
Cliff
that you
feels
could
like-
run back the Kyler offense
That's
when they
exactly
went
right.
11-6 and 21, and you could say, hey, we'll just do this,
That's what it feels like.
and they can,
That's what it feels like they are doing.
yeah.
I don't know. It's amazing to me. Cliff just gets opportunities.
Charismatic, handsome, good
Yep.
offensive mind, takes
Yep.
you a long way in
Must
life.
crush it in the interview room.
People are charismatic, handsome.
He just said it. Yeah.
Yeah, he just walks. He's 6'3", he walks in. He's a former NFL quarterback. He was big man on campus at Texas Tech. Like, yeah. I mean, I think that's an easy sell. You can get a long way in life that way.
Steve Belichick interviewing for a defensive job on Jed Fish's staff at the University of Washington today.
Think about that. Think about them going like, Dad, come on, dude. You can't get it. You won more Super Bowls than anybody. You can't get us a gig.
It is wild.
And so now they're going to be, coaching the LBs in Division I football.
It's wild.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Teddy Bridgewater, Teddy Two Gloves, retiring to be named the head coach at his alma mater, Miami Northwestern. I'm pretty sure they're the Bulls, but I know they're blue and yellow. I can almost picture it in my head. I'm pretty sure I have that right. But he is, that's a monster school for producing talent.
Yeah.
I had one other thing for you. This from Pete Thamel, college football related within the hour. Sources, the SEC and Big Ten set to announce they're setting up an advisory committee expected to look at the entire college sports landscape and solutions within it. Bo Bishop, I'd like a soundbite from you.
Well, there will be 3 hours on this on Monday at 9.
Fine.
How about you interview me in the forum because there's so many ways.
Well,
I can turn this
okay.
into 12 minutes.
What-
So in a second.
Go ahead. I'll sob.
Clearly,
I know
this
you're for that.
Clearly, this is a very good thing for college
That
football.
felt like a very Gibbe comment from you, by the way.
What's that,
That was
Gibbe?
hurtful.
Clearly, it's a good thing for college football if these two get together.
It's a good thing for the Big Ten and the SEC if those two
Okay.
get together.
Well,
And
the other
when-
teams need to get in line.
Well, they are going to, though this has been coming for a long time, those two conferences are going to essentially become the governing body of the sport.
Yep.
So this is the first step in that. It's not a coincidence that it comes after the week after the chancellor at the University of Tennessee called out the NCAA for its hypocrisy. By the way, which is hypocrisy in its own right because the NCAA is sort of the University of Tennessee. They hire the NCAA. They're one of the member institutions. They work for them. So they're suing themselves. They're calling out the hypocrisy of themselves. It's just nonsense. So the most powerful entities are SEC and ESPN, Big Ten, and Fox. So what's going to happen is they are going to run the sport entirely. And where we're going to go eventually, I think, with this is you will get a pay-for-play college football model where you pay and they split revenue. And what that will do is it will allow for the schools that are in this group to control their rosters. Right now they have no control of the roster. Every time they go in front of a court, they lose. Every time they go in front of a court, they're told, look, these guys this free labor checks every box of an employee. So why would we make you the exception? Why are you the exception where the rest of the world,
Yep.
you're an employee? So they get spanked every time they go in front of a court. So they're going to have to share revenue. They're going to have to share television. My hunch is they will privatize football. So what that will do is it will get them out from under the Title IX issues that otherwise would be there, so they don't have to pay non-revenue athletes, right? So they're really only – there's football at that level, and there are some other ones, and some basketball programs are revenue-generating. Vast majority of them aren't. So they'll privatize football. They'll share the money, and these two are going to rewrite the sport. And when you think about a 12-team playoff, and everyone's like, oh, my gosh, that means we're going to get Tulane against Ohio State at Ohio Stadium in a first round, maybe for the next 2 years while this agreement's on. But as soon as that agreement's over, that 12-team playoff is going to look different, and it will be majoritarily made up of the schools from those two conferences, as much as 8 of 12, because they are not going to share the pie with anybody else.
Yes.
That's where we're headed. What happened today was the first step in that regard.
Look forward to hearing the rest at
There it
9
is.
o'clock Monday morning.
that's what's coming.
That was a good condensed
There you
version.
go.
Yeah, there you go. There's 3 minutes. That's why, like Ross Bjork, who they have, the new athletic director down there, came from Texas A&M. All of these things are connected, kids. All of them. All right, we've got a top. What do we got here? Top free agent list.
Thing or not a
There
thing?
you go. I like it. All right, so we'll do that. We'll do that coming up next. Cleveland. I almost said because of what I just did.
Sorry.
Sometimes the
I did
wavelengths go
I
like
led
this.
you to water there.
They cross.
Cross into the streams.
They cross the streams a little bit there. All right, Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland. Miss Billy Joel, Rod Stewart together for the first time ever. It's Friday, September 13th, Cleveland Browns Stadium. Tickets are on sale right now. Visit clevelandbrownsstadium.com/Billy and Rod for 2024 for more information. It's Billy Joel and Rod Stewart together for one night only. All right, we got a list here.
Boy, do we.
Yeah.
Here we go. It's called Thing or Not a Thing for a Friday.
Let's do it.
This from CBS Sports. Cody Benjamin, the top free agents projected landing spots for Mike Evans and 19 other vets from playoff teams.
Okay, these are
I'm not gonna
playoff
go
team
through all
free
19.
agents.
I'm going to pick out the biggest ones.
No, but can we talk about Baker last night?
Someone's getting
Yeah,
chesty
boy.
again.
Just got to see who's calling the plays before he
Before he makes any sort of decisions. Okay, all right. It doesn't take long to rehabilitate that belief in oneself.
No.
Just one season.
It just gets quick.
How quickly you forget the interception at the end of the
He
playoff
even made like a joke about it. The last pass I completed was to
Alex
guy-
Anzalone or whatever.
the guy for Detroit. Yeah. Sheesh.
Yeah, there's a lot of news out of Tampa.
He played well. I'll give him his credit. I mean, the guy played well this year.
He's fine. He's 64%.
Yeah.
4,000, 28 touchdowns, 10 picks. It was like his year here in
7 yards an
2020.
attempt. Yeah.
It's it's almost a mirror of his 2020 season here.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the
right,
one.
That's the good.
Yep.
Fascinating to see where this goes from a contractual standpoint, though. With him,
Didn't
and the Tampa Bay
Tony Pauline
Buccaneers,
say he's going to get $40 million a year?
I saw that today.
Come
But
on.
he's also non-committal to the Buccaneers until he knows who his OC is going to be,
That's
which
what
it
he
looks
said.
like it's going to be the kid from the Rams, who I
LaFleur?
think he worked with.
LaFleur?
LaFleur?
No.
LaFleur's the OC for the Rams.
Um,
The quarterback coach, Zach Robinson.
Zach Robinson's in Atlanta.
No, it wasn't even him. No, it was a
just went
guy
to
that.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
Hold on. I
He's
can
the
tell you.
OC
He
for
was-
Raheem?
He was going
Yeah.
back and forth between the University of Kentucky and the Rams. He did it like 3 times.
The running back coach? He's like running back or receivers. Might be
don't know.
receivers coach.
No.
I don't know. I'm out of
Hold on.
humans. I'm out of humans.
His name is Liam Cohen. I can't find what his position is with the Rams.
Riveting.
It's good. It's good. A good interjection,
Yeah.
Gibbe. I'm going to say something that I have no fact
He's
about.
currently the OC and quarterbacks coach for the Kentucky Wildcats.
Oh, and so
Most recently in the NFL, he was the OC for the Rams last year.
Hold on. He was with the Rams 18 through 20.
see, don't you see how this is going to work when they're in the buddy cop and
It's
one's in
correct.
and Uno's
Yes.
in the sidecar
Yes.
and they're both like trying to decide if they can charge a suspect and they're on their phones looking up if he's committed a crime or not?
Yeah.
Don't you see how great this is?
It's good. It's a hit.
It's
I mean,
an
there's no doubt
unbelievable
that it's a hit.
So he was with the Rams 18 through 20, went to Kentucky
Okay.
for like a year, came back to the Rams, and then went back to Kentucky.
And this is the guy they want? This is the
he
guy
got
6
replaced with
wants?
LaFleur. LaFleur's their OC. Mikey LaFleur.
So this
So he
is
wants him?
reportedly
Is
their
that
new
the idea?
OC. This is what they're hinging on Baker Mayfield re-signing.
But so was he there? You're saying that this guy was the OC for the Rams in 22?
Yes, because or the quarterback coach. I don't know which, but Baker had a soundbite this morning at Pro Bowl practice saying, "Yeah, I worked with him. He's great."
Yeah, he worked with him with the Rams.
Yeah. That's when he went there late in the year, won that big Thursday night game on like 3 days' notice.
He was the Rams coordinator in 2022, did not call plays for them. Would be
Of course
his
not.
4th stop in as many seasons.
Yeah, I don't know if that's something that you should be anxious about if you're a Tampa Bay fan.
No.
Why are you bouncing back and forth between the University of Kentucky and L.A.? You're in the NFL. dude.
Probably for the cash. Kentucky probably pays more.
Oh, by the way,
Maybe
he
offensive
beat C.J. Stroud in the finals of the Precision Passing Skills Challenge.
Yes, he did.
There you go. There you go.
He should be feeling chesty.
Yeah, he is. He's
No.
feeling quite chesty.
He was.
What happened with Chief in the catching one?
I don't know. I didn't see it.
I don't know.
It was what I told you guys it was. Did you see Puka Nacua catching on like a wakeboard? That's what I said. Like they would do like the videos. So I don't know.
I saw him shirtless and he was getting ready, but I don't know what happened.
I don't either. It's not good.
All right, let's go through a couple of these guys rapid fire. Baker Mayfield, thing or not a thing, back to Tampa Bay. Bishop.
I just don't think there's. Well, I think it's going to happen. I think it's a thing. I just don't know where else to go. Like where else are you going
Right.
to You know,
Yeah.
and for them, like they need to decide, like they're going to be in the same spot that we were in here with him, where you have to say, like, okay, like 9-8, they want a playoff game. Like that's to be commended. They want a playoff game, but there's not much beyond that. There's a ceiling on
Especially with their aging roster.
Right. Like, what do they do with Mike Evans? What do they do with all this stuff?
I mean, is Mike Evans going to come back?
Why did you draft Kyle Trask if you were never going to let him play? What's the point?
I don't know. It seems wild.
They've never let him play.
Yeah.
No. Is that the coach's way of staying employed?
I don't
Do
know.
whatever it takes. I don't know what this guy is, but I know what this guy is. So let's just roll with it. Philly running back DeAndre Swift is a free agent. Projected team, Jim Harbaugh's Los Angeles Chargers.
I like that. He
Zagura,
can-
thing or not a thing?
Younger, more juice than Eckler at this point in his career. So I think that'd be a good thing for Justin Herbert to have somebody who's a little bit more dynamic.
Harbaugh used 2 running backs most of the time. He's been at Michigan when they were at their best and split the carries up with Corum and Edwards the last couple of years. I could see how he'd want to do the same thing here. And now you could have Eckler and Swift kind of playing the same role and both thriving.
Up next, Tony Pollard, the Cowboys running back, now a free agent.
He did not have a good year.
He did
He was
not have
supposed
a
to
good
be.
Everyone wanting him to play for all these years, and then he
then-
never.
Yeah, it wasn't.
1,000 yards,
much.
but only 6 touchdowns.
Yeah.
The
not
new
great.
threshold for like a wow NFL running back season to me is 1,400.
It's the first
On-
number I had in my head.
On 17 games, like I'm not going to be excited about 1,000
No.
or a total yardage of,
100 total yards a game is
yeah,
always a pretty good.
that ought to be where
barometer.
you're at.
Projected team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Thing or not a thing, Bo Bishop?
I just don't think it makes any sense. What are they trying to be?
What's wrong with Rashad White?
No, not.
Yeah, I wouldn't be overpaying for that.
Do the Mike Evans one.
Yeah, let's go on to that. Mike Evans, wide receiver, Tampa Bay. Projected team, Cody Benjamin, CBS Sports, the Houston Texans. Zagura, thing or not a thing?
Why not?
Be a big thing for him. Big thing for CJ.
You'd have
Be a
all of
big
a
thing for
sudden
that organization.
you'd have 2 beasts on the outside,
With Nico and him,
and then in the slot
Tank.
you'd have Tank Dell. And you have Dalton Schultz. I mean, that'd be
that'd be a problem.
formidable.
Yeah, and he's a Texas kid. He played at A&M.
I don't know if they need it though. I'll be seriously. He's that good, and they've got Nico Collins is a younger. He's not Mike Evans.
No.
This is his first big season, but he was that big outside vertical threat.
Yeah, I think it could be one of those things though too, where like Mike's made a lot of money. He's a gold jacket, and he's from Texas. Played at A&M. Like maybe it won't take everything in the world to get him to come home.
According to the scuttlebutt, was that Mike Evans might see $30 million, which I thought was insane. That doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense.
Well, that doesn't put you on a winning team necessarily.
No.
This article also has running back A.J. Dillon from Green Bay going to the Ravens. I don't know if the Ravens – I think the Ravens are just fine at the running back position. They've proven it with Dobbins going out. Like, they don't even need Dobbins.
No, if you're them, you just draft them and free agent them. You don't need. You're good.
All right, next up is the one I want to get to. Wide receiver Gabe Davis. 45 catches, 746 yards, 7 touchdowns for the Bills. Projected team, your Cleveland Football Browns. Zagura, I'll start with you. You're itching to talk already. I can see it.
What are you doing?
I don't know. Just want to see how that would look.
What did you think?
Not much. Not much to
Maybe you
it.
took the hat off. You could
Maybe.
be talking. You could be cooking
Now-
with a
now
little bit
you're-
of gas.
Yeah, maybe. I
Yeah.
was trying
Gabe,
to see.
it makes a ton of sense. I do think it's a thing. Dorsey knows him. He is a vertical threat. He's got size. He would fit the bill because I think people think we're going to go out there and end up going for an Evans or a T. Higgins or a DK Metcalf. I just don't think we are. So you're looking for somebody who can give you that vertical component. Like if he gave us 445, 746, and 7, we would be thrilled.
Kill for that.
Thrilled with that.
Yeah.
And I think he could do that.
So 2 things on this. Yes, to all your points. I've got to get used to Dorsey knows him and not being the full Dorse because we did that for all those years.
Think of Barbie and Ken.
I know.
Ken.
I have to be able to separate that. So when you say Dorsey knows him, I'm thinking, what the hell's that have to do with anything? and then you remember. The other part of it is Gabe Davis, for me, is forever linked to a fantasy football draft that I did where I basically wrote down everything the guru said on the guest appearance for us, and I picked all of them. And among them were he
Sky Moore.
and
Gabe
Sky
Davis,
Moore.
2 years ago.
And it was one of those. It was, but like
Gabe
Gabe
Davis
Davis,
was good.
it was feast or famine. Like it would be 3 for 120 and 2 touchdowns.
Yes. He
Or
did that against the Steelers, like
or
160.
or 1 for 19.
Yes.
And you're going,
Yeah.
but he would fit what we need.
Yes. Perfect. Very much so.
It will be fascinating to see what these big name wide receiver free agents get, knowing how good the wide receiver class is in the draft again this year.
Is this a good class for it? For
Pretty
the
good.
Receivers?
Pretty good. It's
Just wait. We're gonna.
Uno's
We got.
shaking it.
We've got it. We're gonna have to.
Excuse me, Officer Gibbs. Are you sure that?
Yeah. How much scouting have you done, Gibbe? Because I think Uno's done quite a bit.
I'm getting ready for the best podcast available with co-host Dane Brugler coming up in less than
Oh, what a
month.
great get! Great get.
You might
Great
want to
get.
have Uno.
Have Uno like right there.
He told me yesterday I need to step my game up on the scouting because I didn't know how to pronounce the running back from New Hampshire's last name. Dylan Lauby, you're my guy.
Now he knows.
Except I'm not sure that he even got it right there.
Uno.
So we'll have
Uno.
to wait and see.
Uno. Do you feel comfortable that you could list like the top 5 receivers in this draft based on kind of like consensus pre-draft rankings?
Yes, I do.
Gibbe, do you feel comfortable that you could right now?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No,
And the defense rests.
and that's it. All right, there you go.
Don't worry, I got a month. We'll get there. Hey, there's one other final one real
Oh,
quick
yeah, go
in
ahead,
30
go ahead.
seconds.
Yep.
He's got Fletcher Cox projected to the Browns.
Makes sense. Jim Schwartz
Defensive
reunion,
tackle.
and we had a lot of DTs on 1-year deals.
Yeah.
Basically you had Dalvin, and then Shelby was a 1-year deal. Elliott was in the last year of his deal. Mo Hurst was a 1-year deal.
I mean, it would be year 13.
Ika is the only other guy that was really
Yeah.
there. So
Yeah. So there's going to have to be a big rebuild
yep.
on that side of things. It is a mailbag edition of the program. Get your questions into Gibbe, and we will get to those coming up at 2:30. We have the Brownie Awards. We pay homage to the great LD and Curb Your Enthusiasm as well. All of that coming in the final hour. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland. OBM, provider of copiers and document services for your Cleveland Browns. They'll tackle any size office. Call 216-485-2000 or visit ohiobusinessmachines.com. A couple of news and notes around the NFL today. Reportedly, Bill Callahan, our offensive line coach, headed to Tennessee to be the offensive line coach there. I said reportedly.
Yep.
For his son. Now, it has been confirmed by multiple people, but just not by the organizations involved. Alex Van Pelt, however, has been confirmed by one organization, and that it's on their website. Alex Van Pelt, the new offensive coordinator of the New England Patriots. So
yes,
that's where you stand on all that. You have the you've got the Pro Bowl festivities. They started last night. Did they go all weekend?
I think they're off today and then back on Saturday. Is that right?
From the Pro Bowl standpoint?
Yeah, they're off.
I think it's yesterday and Sunday.
And Sunday.
That's it.
Okay, so they're just that's nice. Then
Today
you get
they
2
had a
days in
practice.
Orlando, and you get to do the resorts and get the the backstage passes and cruise that way and go on the rides and see that's a win. That's what the old Win Honolulu used to be for the families, a free vacation, put you up in a nice place in Hawaii, and it's a vacation, and everybody wins. That's the way that goes. All right, Curb Your Enthusiasm. Final season kicks off Sunday night on HBO. In honor of it, we are going to give our top 10 episodes each.
We'll see how many we have.
You are far more confident in yours. I
had 21 though. I had a hard time getting it down to 10. I have 21 that I want in my top 10.
Do you know 21 names of 21 episodes? You're like, this is the one where this happened.
No, I knew.
See, I don't have.
Hold on. There was one that I didn't know the full name of, as it was actually written out, which was. And this did not make my top 10, but it was in my top 21. I knew it was the one where he stole the roses to honor Funkhauser's mom. But the episode's called the Ida Funkhauser Roadside Memorial.
Yeah, the Roadside Memorial, which is amazing. That's very good. All right, so we're gonna go 10-1. Is that the operation?
Yeah. We got to see how many we have.
It is.
All right.
Use on yours because you wrote your names down.
Yeah.
If I had it as well, you give it a nice little check.
All right. You ready for number 10?
I am.
Kevin, hit it.
Number 10.
You can go first. Your Honor, you can have it.
Number 10, The Car Salesman. Season 2. This is the earliest episode. I had a couple others from Season 1 that did not make it and another from Season 2 that ultimately didn't make my top 10, so I'll do that after the fact. But The Car Salesman, GTS, guaranteed tremendous safety. So what's GT? Guaranteed. And it starts with him coming out. Remember, he's watching he's watching like Jerry Springer.
Yep.
And he's like,
Yeah, he's all His enthusiasm for selling cars is unmatched.
Yep.
The Car Salesman ended up number 9 on my list. So,
okay.
I had it 9. Number 10 on my list. I don't remember what season this is from, but I believe it is. I'm pretty sure it's titled The Ski Lift.
That would be number 4 on my list.
Okay, this is
the
unbelievable.
milk plates.
This is
the
so
plates.
you have that. You've got what actually happens on the ski lift, which
the edible,
which we can't talk about.
Yes.
What season is that?
That ski lift is season 5, and that is number 4 for me.
Okay,
because Larry's trying to win over the guy who I think can decide if Lewis can get a kidney.
Yes, Lewis is getting the kidney.
Yes.
He needs this guy's blessing. This guy's daughter
can get him up the list.
Yeah, and he pretends to be Orthodox in order to get. It's all nonsense.
It's unbelievable. One of my favorite episodes of all time.
The daughter is annoyed with it until the whole way, but the breaking point is on the ski lift.
Well, she can't be with him after.
That's the end of that.
Sundown.
That's right. It all went to hell.
Like, well, jump. Jump then.
So good.
Great.
No, that's good. That's it. So
that's
I got
good. All right.
I have that.
So we've got so far we're 2 for
good.
2.
Number 9 for you.
All right.
Number 9 for me is Car Salesman.
Number 9 for me. And this one I also had to look up the title of, but I knew it was the first episode of season 10 called Happy New Year. That is the one where they're at the party and they're making fun of some of the things that are viral at the time, where everybody's saying Jeff looks like a certain person who's been accused of things in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Larry has to go have lunch with that guy Phil, the food guy who travels, and he wears the hat to try to think that he can get out of it because nobody was.
Yes.
And it ends with him at Mocha Joe's being kind of like harassed by him and buying
the
lot next to him. So that sets up
That's
that whole
the
season
Spite
for the
store.
Spite store. But that is the one where he buys the spot
Yeah.
to make Latte Larry's.
All right, and I had.
And he hooks up with Cheryl.
Oh, that's right. So I had car salesman on this one. I
Okay.
had car salesman 9 was number 9 for me. Number 8.
Number 8.
Number 8 for you, sir.
And this one I had 100% at the ready. Mary, Joseph, and Larry. I had call yesterday.
I got a call.
Today.
Probably the best.
I'll have call tomorrow. He's got Scorsese.
It's probably the best, like him pretending that he's like an actor or whatever, scene ever.
Unbelievable.
Ever.
Unbelievable.
The call,
And then he fights
yeah.
with I can't think of the guy's name. Guy who plays Joseph is from like Hot Tub Time Machine.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
from Anchorman. He was the sports guy.
Yeah. Champ Kind. He was Champ
Yes,
Kind.
Champ
on
Kind,
that.
yes.
Yeah, Champ Kind.
It's Joseph.
He's Joseph. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. I went, number 8 for me was Funkman's sister.
Bam Bam Funkhauser.
Bam Funkhauser made list
Oh,
for
man.
me at number 8. This is Jeff at the dinner. Jeff.
Oh, I'm well aware.
You're well aware.
This
I'm just
is
telling the
it's on
audience
my
they know.
honorable mention.
Okay, so this number 8 to me was this, which was we get to meet
Played
Bam
by-
Funkhauser, played by the mom from
Alone.
O'Hara,
Yeah, Catherine O'Hara.
She plays it spectacularly. Jeff, of course, because he can't help himself. Dinner, all of it. The Funkhausers, Susie's in the mix. It's perfect.
Yes.
That's 8 for me. Number 8.
Okay.
Number 7.
Oh,
Number
boy.
7.
Number 7 for me is one of. This is how good it is. Like, number 7 for me is worthy of even being even a number 1, but it's obviously not. And it is from season 4, Wandering Bear. Wandering Bear features Chingach Cook from Last of the Mohicans as the guy who I guess he works on their yard, an Indian gardener. He helps Cheryl with a malady that she's experiencing.
Yep.
Wandering Bear also features Jeff and Larry dabbling with some videos that are perhaps off color.
Yep.
That's when then they hit the dog, and they need Wandering Bear to heal the dog.
Yep.
That episode has so much, and I love it. Oscar. It was Oski, and they're looking for Oski.
Oski, yeah.
Wandering Bear to me is that is a special episode.
They're all so good. What are we on here? Number 7. Number 7 for
for
me
you.
was Foisted. So this is season 9,
Yep.
episode 1.
Yep.
Leon is on an absolute heater in this one, and this
Yep.
is where Larry realizes that his life could be in danger because of some choices that he has made in his professional life, and thinking that things are going to be funny, and certain people don't think that they are.
No,
Not at all.
it's the fatwa.
Not at all. So I'm going to go Foisted, number 6.
Foisted's in my honorable mentions.
Very good. Number 6.
Number 6.
Number 6 for me, The Carpool Lane.
This is great. It's very good.
Larry hires a worker to be a ride with him so he can get in the carpool lane to go to the Dodgers game. It also features Larry smoking weed, talking to himself in the mirror, helping his dad out for his cataracts. And it got a guy off of a murder.
It did.
There's a lot in this episode.
There is. It's been a long time since I've seen that.
Oh, I
one,
recommend it
but
highly.
I'm going to revisit some of
I
these.
think you should. I think you should.
Yeah. I number 6 for me. Okay, so that's Carpool Lane.
Yeah.
Okay. I went. I believe it's Seinfeld. So it's when
Seinfeld, yes.
that's the finale.
The finale of that season is
of
called
that
Seinfeld.
season is called Seinfeld. They actually make
Do it.
Seinfeld. They
Yep.
actually do it. Larry gets Cheryl back and then only screws it up because she leaves the glass that has condensation on the table.
She
and
doesn't respect wood.
She doesn't respect wood, and the whole thing comes to a crashing halt. You also get Mocha Joe, which sets up future
Larry. Yeah.
Latte
Leads
Larry.
right
It
into
leads right
Happy
into
New
the
Year.
next one. So Seinfeld for me was number 6.
On my my top 10 list I had 21 episodes.
That's right.
So that was
Next.
there.
Number 5.
Also from season 7, which was the Seinfeld season, I have the table read.
Okay, I have this one 4.
Okay, the table read is obviously the
Sorry, I
Funk
have
Man.
this 3. I have table read 3.
That's the Funk Man's joke.
That's
It's-
the assistant's daughter wants to be his buddy. Come on. The Funk Man's joke is just
that alone, for the fact that that was real, off script, and Seinfeld loved it, and Larry hated it. Table reads all
LD didn't know, the real LD didn't know he was going to do it.
correct.
Did it. I mean, it's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Number 5 for me, I had Trick or Treat.
Oh.
This is him and LD, or him and Leon in the house now, and the Trick or Treat girls that are a little too old to mess with
Isn't
him.
this bald?
Yep. That's it. So I had Trick or
That's a
Treat.
great one.
That's
Not
right.
on mine. Oh,
No,
I need to add. Let me add that to my.
I had
honorable
that one in
mention
there.
list.
Number 4. Next.
Number 4.
All right. Number 4.
I had
You
the
had
ski lift.
You had Ski Lift. Number 4 for me, Black Swan.
Oh baby.
It's got it. The only thing that's a little annoying in it is the cousin and the hats and all that nonsense, but it's so great.
That would
Golf's
be-
involved.
That's number 2 for me.
Number 2 for you with
That's
Black
number 2,
Swan.
yes.
Yeah. It's the golf stuff's incredible. I hate birds. He takes the ultimate frustration out on the blacks. Kyoko.
killed Kyoko. Yes.
Amazing.
When he's
Funk
like getting
Man
interrogated.
in the mix, the crispy onions, all of it.
All of it.
It's
Gotta have my onions crispy.
got to. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's number 4 for me. All right, next.
Number 3.
Number 3 for you. Mine is Table Read.
Number 3 for me, Crazy Eyes Killer, which is Wanda marries
Yep.
Crazy Eyes Killer,
Yep.
who is a gangster rapper,
That's right.
and Larry and he are friends. You've got a lot of incredible lines that we cannot say on the show.
No.
It's one of the best and most intelligently done bits of comedy. I would put it up there with Chappelle's show.
Yeah.
With the famous sketch that everybody knows about with the white supremacist. It's that good. Crazy
would
Eyes Killer is unbelievable.
It is. It's
You learn about taking house tours, why that's important.
You do. It's pretty good. It's number 2 on me. It's number 2 for me.
Crazy Eyes?
Crazy Eyes is 2.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great. All right.
So next.
Number 2.
Well, for you,
So we did that.
we did
and you
that.
had
So
Black
crazy,
Swan.
and you had Crazy
And
Eyes.
so we have one left. We have the same. We have to have the same.
Palestinian chicken.
Yeah. Next, number 1.
Number 1.
Yeah. Palestinian chicken is
Palestinian chicken, number 1.
It's perfect.
Perfect in every way. It's one of the funniest. And anytime you watch it, it absolutely holds up.
I just
And
watched it
you-
on the way back from Miami
Yeah.
in January.
Yeah.
It was on the DirecTV, and I rewatched it. It was as funny then as it was the first time I saw it. The Funk Man stuff is unbelievable. The Jeff stuff's unbelievable.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
it's
you
that good.
you got in. Not only did it have that, that also was the Social Assassin episode.
That was the Social Assassin episode.
That you get. It's
All of
basically
that.
2 great episodes in one.
in one. Yeah.
All right, can I give you my honorable mentions?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I had many of them.
You got 30 seconds.
Accidental text on purpose, because
Yeah.
that's something I incorporate in my real life.
Yep.
Beloved aunt. The obituary.
Okay.
And it doesn't say
Yep,
beloved
yep,
aunt.
Yeah. Yes.
The baptism from season 2.
Yeah.
The
The
fu-
doll was pretty good early on. That's when he cut the hair of the doll.
Yes.
And
Of Susie's kids.
Susie's kids
yes.
doll. That was pretty
Sammy.
good. Sammy.
The
yeah.
5-wood,
5-wood was
where
very
he takes
good.
it out of the casket.
What's the one where Funk Man's daughter and LD takes umbrage with one of the choices? There's not much more.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I got Bam Bam Funkhauser, Foisted, The Nanny from Hell, which is when he says, fuck that. You.
That's right. Yep.
Mr. Hugh.
Mr. Hugh, yeah.
The Ida Funkhauser Roadside Memorial. A Particular Profession, Gil. I had Seinfeld. And then Mr. Softy, which is the softball league. He blows
Oh,
the
my
softball.
gosh, yeah,
and then
that's great.
Buckner saves the baby being
Yeah.
flung out of the building
He
at
gets
the end.
retribution for
Yes,
Bill Buckner.
Bill Buckner.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
We'll do the Brownie Awards coming up next. You'll listen to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland.
What a run.
All right, the Brownie Awards continue.
Oh, man.
By the way, it is
Buckle up. This is Uno time.
It says Uno time. Oh, is this what we've been waiting for?
Yes, dude.
This has been your efforts?
This is.
All right.
What time is it right now?
I don't know.
2:20.
Yeah.
Am I missing something in the rundown?
No, here you go. Here you go.
No, I see that. But what I don't see anywhere on the rundown,
wait a second.
a GFOTD.
Where's the GFOTE?
Because I was editing for this, we didn't put it in, but we have one.
Yeah, we always
right
have to have one. Yeah, we need.
Then we're going to need Griff on the microphone speaking it to us.
That's the penalty for it not being in the rundown.
Before the mailbag.
All right, very
Griff
good.
will slide over.
He'll slide over.
Good.
All right, for the Griff stat of the day.
GFOTD.
Got to do that. Got to do it. All right, I don't know what's happening here. Do you have something?
Yeah,
that
tell
you
us.
prepared?
Take over, Uno.
So-
This is Uno, everybody.
Ladies and
Gather
gentlemen,
around.
Uno.
For the finals
Hold
of
on.
these
Hold on.
awards.
Not yet. Patience. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time now to hear from the great Uno. Uno? Well, how about it?
So for the finals of the Best Game Award, we wanted to do something special for the
That's
last
right. That's
two games. So Griff,
This is special.
Griff definitely helped me put these together. He deserves credit too.
Good job, Griff.
We put together kind of a special version of the highlight tapes that we've been doing for the final two games. So the Ravens game was victorious in its
Dominant
matchup,
fashion.
and the Jets game was victorious in its matchup over the 49ers.
Great
in a much
job
closer
receiving
game.
by us.
Okay, so I'll give you a little lesson here. You got to, because not miss a little, miss a lot. So what we need to do here is say
Set the scene.
the semifinals pitted. The Browns and Ravens is the 1 seed versus the Browns and Bengals is the 4. The Browns-Ravens game won with a whopping 90% of the vote, 276 votes, 90-10 on that. So it advances to the finals, where it will meet the winner of the Browns-Jets game, the 2 seed, and the Browns-49ers game, the 3 seed. The winner there was Jets, Jets. It wins with 58% of the vote, 400 votes.
Yeah, people got into
So
this.
they got
And
into
that was
one.
because of the brilliance of the reseeding.
Yeah, it was the brilliance of the reseeding. So it is Browns versus Ravens, the 1 seed, Jets versus Browns, the 2 seed. And now, Uno, you can take over.
So we put together some special highlight reels for both of these games. Should we start with the 2 seed to give the 1 seed the advantage?
Sure.
Yes.
We'll start with the 2-seeded Jets game.
prerogative, yeah.
After rattling off 3 wins in a row, the Browns had the
You guys are down, with these being 5 minutes.
2020 on Thursday Night Football at home against the New York Jets. The Brown and Orange started the game with the football and would go 75 yards in 7 plays, capped off with a Jerome Ford touchdown to go up 7-0.
Shotgun snap. Here's Flacco looking, throws, left sideline, caught. Ford's got it. He's in. Touchdown. And the Browns take the opening kickoff. And on a night where they can punch their ticket, they just punch the Jets.
The Jets would respond quickly, though, as Trevor Siemian hit Breece Hall for a touchdown, and the score was tied 7-7, just 10 minutes into the game.
Nice snap. Simeon back, looking, throwing, middle, caught across the field, and it's caught by Breece Hall. He's to the 10, to the 5, and in. Touchdown, Jets.
The scoring barrage did not end there, as the Browns would answer and go 7 plays and 75 yards again to take a 13-7 lead on this Kareem Hunt touchdown.
From the 7, they give it to Hunt. He's at the 5. He's going in. Touchdown. Kareem Hunt from 7 yards out. He blasts through the Jet defense, and the Browns retake the lead.
After being unable to capitalize on a Jets fumble, it was the Browns defense stepping up as they had all season long. Rookie safety Ronnie Hickman would intercept Trevor Siemian and take it to the house as the Browns upped their lead to 20-7.
Play action fake, throw over the middle. It's picked off. The Browns have it. 25-20. It is Ronnie Hickman. He's to the 10. He's to the 5. He's to the pylon. He's in. Touchdown. A pick 6 for the rookie from Ohio State.
To start the second, the teams got off to a slow start until Joe Flacco and Elijah Moore connected 4 times on one drive, including an 8-yard touchdown to extend the Browns' lead to 20.
Flacco to throw, looking left corner. That's there. Touchdown. It's Elijah Moore. From one former Jet to another former Jet. And the Browns lead 26-7.
The Jets would stay in the game with an improbable pick six from Jermaine Johnson that put the lead back to 13.
Play action fake, looking, throwing. It got knocked down and picked off by Jermaine Johnson. He's got a pick six to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown. The ball got deflected up in the air, and Johnson picked it and scored.
But Flacco and the Browns didn't blink, and on the next drive, Flacco threw for 72 yards on 2 passes, including 50 yards to Jerome Ford on a magical touchdown that gave the Browns a 34-14 lead.
Joe Flacco got hit. He rolls out of the hit. He runs it. And then he throws it. And Ford caught it at the 30, at the 20, at the 15, at the 10, at the 5. He's still going. And he bolts his way in. Touchdown, Jerome Ford. A play you will not believe.
The Browns took a 34-17 lead into the half, and the playoffs were just 30 minutes away. Outside of a blocked field goal from Shelby Harris, the teams traded punts back and forth in the third quarter, and the lead remained 34-17.
From 31 yards out, the snap is back, ball down, Zerline into it, and it got blocked! The kick got blocked! As the Browns got in there, Delvin Tomlinson was in there. He gets in there along with Zadarius Smith, and they block it. Unbelievable. Shelby Harris was in there. They blocked Greg the Leg Zerline.
All the Browns needed to do was hold on to the 17-point lead for 15 more minutes, and they were off to the NFL playoff. In the fourth quarter, the teams traded field goals, and the Browns maintained their lead at 17, leading 37-20 with 2 minutes and 53 seconds left in the game. The Jets had the ball one final time and would throw 11 passes on the drive. A catch from Kenny Yeboah officially ended things as he was tackled as time expired, and the Cleveland Browns were back in the playoffs.
Takes the snap, pops it over the middle, caught by Yeboah. He's at the 15. JOK's got him. 3, 2, 1. That's it! The Browns are going to the playoffs. Clear your
Coming back here.
carry, everybody. You are cordial.
You guys are going up.
The NFL postseason.
Great job. Good effort.
It's awesome. We need Brown's therapy. He was doing some great work right now while we're doing this, this
he's
program today. He's on fire. But you know the one where we have the guy on our shoulders and he's getting popped around?
Yeah.
On the shoulders being popped around.
We do need that. All right, so that is the Jets game, and now you've done a similar
And we've
thing.
got more?
We have more. We have the Ravens version as well, too, right?
Yes, we do.
All right, so here's the Ravens version.
After a dominant win,
You're down.
the Cardinals, the Browns were off to Baltimore to face the AFC's best team. The Ravens were 7-2 and in prime position to get the 1 seed 9 weeks into the season. The Browns were 5-3 and needed the win to stay alive for the AFC North crown. It was a tough start to the game for the Browns. On the second play of the game, Deshaun Watson was picked off by Kyle Hamilton, who returned it 18 yards for a pick six.
Ravens show blitz, now they pull it back. Ball is patted in the air, and it's intercepted, and he walks into the end zone. It's Kyle Hamilton deflected it high in the air and ran it into the end zone for the Ravens.
Get on the board again 4 minutes later with a 39-yard run from Keaton Mitchell, and it was quickly 14-0 Ravens.
Jackson, quick step, now hands the ball off. Running to his left is Mitchell, and Mitchell breaks free on the sidelines. Inside the 15, the 10, the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Ravens. 39 yards, cutting to his left. It's 13-0 Baltimore.
As the game progressed on, both defenses started to lock in. The two teams would combine for only 4 field goals after those 2 touchdowns, and the Ravens took a 17-9 lead into the half.
Good snap, good hold. Kick is on its way, and it is good, and it's 17-9.
The Ravens would get the ball to start the second half, and they started it with a bang as Lamar Jackson hit Odell Beckham Jr. for a 40-yard touchdown on the Ravens' first drive of the second half, and the Browns were again down 2 scores.
Jackson to throw, middle of the field, pass is caught, middle of the field, Odell Beckham to the near side, inside the 10, the 5, touchdown Ravens, 40 yards, a quick pitch and catch, Jackson to Odell Beckham with 12:29 to play here in the third quarter. It's 23-9 Ravens.
The Browns responded with a much-needed 17-play, 75-yard drive, finished off by a Kareem Hunt touchdown run. Down 24-15, the Browns went for 2, and Deshaun Watson cashed in. The Ravens' lead was down to 7.
They hand it off to Hunt, running to his right, hit in the backfield, steps to his left, dives toward the goal line, dives toward the end zone, touchdown Browns! Running to his right, Kareem Hunt. It's 24-15 with 2:20 to play here in the third quarter. Brown's going for 2. Watson out of the shotgun. He'll take the snap, drops back to pass, looks toward the middle. Now he'll run. He's got an open field into the end zone. He converts the 2-point conversion. It's 24-17. We have got ourselves a ball game.
A big sack for Myles Garrett and J.O.K. stalled the Ravens' next drive, and the comeback looked to be on as the Browns were going to get the ball back, down 7 with a chance to tie it up.
Jackson out of the shotgun. Blitz is coming from the near side. Jackson sets up in the pocket, steps up now, and he's sandwiched down at the 46-yard line. Well, they're going to get J.O.K. for that sack, but he was helped out by his teammates who flushed Jackson inside.
However, James Prochet would fumble the punt away, giving the Ravens the ball back with a chance to go back up 2 scores. The Ravens would do so quickly on a drive that saw 4 total penalties, including 2 automatic first downs, and the lead was back to 14.
They hand the ball off to Edwards, running to his right toward the goal line, back to the goal line, into the end zone. Touchdown Ravens as he spikes it home. And it's now 30-17, Baltimore on a 2-yard plunge.
The Browns would answer on their next possession as Watson hit Elijah Moore for a 10-yard touchdown, cutting the Ravens' lead back down to 7.
Watson takes the snap, drops back to pass. Pressure's coming, moving to his left. Pumps once, throws inside the 10. He's got Moore at the goal line, into the end zone. Touchdown, Browns.
2 plays later, the game flipped the Browns' way as Lamar Jackson's pass was tipped high into the air by Oba Okoronkwo, and Greg Newsome did the rest.
Takes the snap, looks to his right. Ball is swatted high in the air, and it is intercepted by the Browns. Greg Newsome along the sidelines into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland, 33 yards off the deflection at the line of scrimmage. No penalty flags.
The Browns had completed the comeback and were an extra point away from tying the game. But Dustin Hopkins would miss wide left, and the Ravens still led the Browns by 1 point.
But here's the point after by Hopkins. It is good. And well, no, it's no good. It's no good. It's a 1-point game. Oh, my. Hopkins just missed the point after.
The Ravens had the ball with 8 minutes left, with a chance to ice the game. Their drive got off to a promising start, but a delay of game penalty and a big stop on 3rd down from Zadarius Smith would stall the Ravens, and they would be forced to punt. This gave Deshaun Watson the ball back with just under 5 minutes remaining, and he wasn't going to let the Browns lose. 2 big throws to Amari Cooper kept the Browns out of trouble, and they were in business with 1st down near midfield. Big plays from Ford, Hunt, and Watson after those Cooper receptions got the Browns in field goal range. And with 3 seconds left, Dustin Hopkins would redeem himself from the earlier missed point after and hit the kick of the season from 40 yards as the Browns knocked off the Ravens and were in prime position to make some noise, not just in the division, but in the AFC.
This will be a 40-yard field goal attempt from the middle of the field. 3 seconds left. The Cleveland Browns to win it. Down 1, 31-30. Here's the snap. It's a good one. The hold is good. The kick is on its way, end over end, and it is good, but there's a flag on the field.
Personal fouls for illegal leverage. Field goal will count. This will end the game.
And that will end the ball game. The Browns have won it 33-31. They've come from behind. They've erased all the mistakes today, and they've turned it into a victory.
All right, there you go. Your 1 seed, your 2 seed.
Great job, Uno.
Good job at Uno and Ocho. Good job, boys, on that.
Thank you.
So that voting begins. It's up, right? You got it up?
It's up right now,
and it's available.
I don't know which way this is going to go. The Ravens game, I think, was surprisingly strong.
It was.
I think the Jets game, if you think back, is what's the signature game of this season in isolation? It's the Jets game. What is the signature game of last season that gives you excitement and hope for this season and beyond? It's the Ravens game.
Well, 65 votes in. The Baltimore game has 65%.
I'm telling you.
The Jets game has 34%.
It's the association. I think that's a big part of it. But no, I understand the hopefulness.
I think
I just don't know how you beat the Jets game. Like what Donovan said at the end.
You can't beat the Jets game if you're looking at it just
from what that season was. It perfectly encapsulates the highest point of that season, knowing everything you now know about that season. Knowing all of it. Looking back on it and putting it into perspective, if you were to tell me pick one game that puts you in the best mood about last season, it's the Jets game.
Yes.
If there is
and the game puts you in the best mood about this season is the Ravens game.
Correct.
If there's one, I don't know if it's an argument, but maybe something against that Jets game. The first half was unbelievable from a highlight standpoint when Uno and Ocho are putting it together.
Yeah.
Nothing happens in the second half.
No, you race out. Joe had 300 yards at half. Remember in the over-unders were like 300 yards, and I think one of you guys went under, and he was over at half.
Yeah.
It was over 300
like
yards.
nothing happened other than Shelby Harris's blocked field goal in the
No,
in the
there
third
wasn't
quarter.
much there.
He had 296 at the half.
Yeah, it was right at 300, yeah.
A 33-game streak was broken by the Jets defense in a half by Flacco.
Yeah.
I still love that LD talked about Flacco on that pod.
That was great. Very, very good. We'll hit the mailbag coming up next. You'll listen to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Serious issues, serious lawyers. Call Wayne Enter Elk, Ohio for a free case review. Elk & Oak's proud partner of your Cleveland Browns. Are we ready for the Griff stat of the day?
Hold on. Well, we got
Segura?
to give it. First of all, I like this. This is from Scott Martin, who's been a great friend of the program for many, many years.
Sure.
said that when we get the Griff Fact of the Day jingle actually ready to go, it should end with the sound of a bowling strike.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. And now I want,
Yes,
for authenticity's sake, I'd like it to be a sound of a Griff bowling strike, his own strike.
Yeah.
I want to hear the pop of his pins. So they say it's like a snowflake. Every bowler has their own unique pop of the pins.
Yeah, I like it.
Would you agree with that, Griff?
Of course he would.
Yeah, that's actually pretty creative. I like that.
He's for
All
it.
right, he's for it. So good. So here we go.
All right.
Fact of the day, fact of the day, fact of the day. It's the Griff Fact of the Day.
Thank you. So for today's fun fact of the day, I remember Z specifically saying that he wanted more fun facts about either me or Uno.
Yes.
And so that's exactly what we're doing today.
Okay.
So for today's fun fact,
Stock
both
up.
Uno and I were both NCAA athletes at one point.
Do tell.
Yeah, I was gonna say
So,
yes.
you
You've
have
got my
Uno-
attention.
Uno was a very good sprinter in college for BW.
Wait,
You
what?
were a sprinter at BW? What?
That's correct. Yes, I was.
What
Not for long,
distances?
but I
What
was for about a
distances?
season.
Like the 100, 200?
100, 200.
Give me
Yep.
Give me your times.
top personal best.
My 100-meter dash personal best was 11.5. 200 was 23.9.
23.9.
23.9.
What are you, Michael Johnson?
That's exactly who you have to reference. Exactly.
He's the king of the 200.
And then, as you could probably, as
We-
you guys
we-
probably
You're a
know,
bowler.
I was a college bowler for West Texas A&M. What you may not know is I also had a very short stint playing JUCO football my freshman year of college.
Of course you did.
Of course you did. West Texas A&M. What's the mascot?
Buffaloes.
Buffaloes. I love it.
The
The
Buffaloes.
Where is West Texas A&M?
That is in Canyon, Texas. It's about 20 miles south of Amarillo.
Amarillo by morning. Good stuff, boys. Well
Yes,
done on both
very
fronts.
good.
That's a very good job.
Uno, I want to see you. When do we get to have a race? I think we
Who
could.
do you want to have
I
in
think
race?
Anybody. I think we could hustle people. Griff at the lanes.
I like it.
Uno is a sprinter. We'll
Us
just go to like a
outside.
local park and be like,
Us
you think you can
outside
outrun
making deals.
Yeah.
Oh, you think you can outrun this kid?
You can outrun Uno,
You think you can outrun him?
and he can like stand in the corner and stretch. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Billy Ho from
Yeah.
White Man.
That's
Can't
exactly
Jump.
right. And
Yeah.
then we'll be right across the
Oh,
street
you
from a
mean
bowling alley.
like running?
Yeah.
I was supposed to race the Great Baco Nation when we were in the Greenbrier, but it never came about.
You'd
You'd
smoke,
smoke him if you're running
Him,
23.9.
and everybody
You'd
else kept
smoke
telling
him.
me that he was going to win, and I
Baco's
was
fast,
adamant
but,
that I
dude,
was
you're-
gonna beat him.
Yeah, there's a
How did
different
this
level.
never happen?
I don't think we didn't have time for it. We were busy.
There's plenty of time.
No,
when we
there
were
was
in
time.
Greenbrier, you know,
There's
working.
There was time. You guys were out at the fields by yourselves for hours and hours a day. You're talking about one sprint. I'll tell you something who's busy, the big man, the luminary of all luminaries, and he was out there sprinting.
Yeah, that's true.
Are you referring to me?
No.
I was going to say.
No, the luminary
run.
of luminaries, as in
Oh.
it doesn't get any higher, was out there sprinting.
We watched many a workout.
Yes. So I'm saying Uno and the
Watched
nation.
Bubba Ventrone run 100-yard sprints
There's
barefoot.
a part of me that thinks now the nation left so that he never had to
Never
have
had
this
to do
race.
it. I got this from Zach. He wanted a bourbon that is a good sipper that he would enjoy straight, but his wife could use in cocktails, so it doesn't feel like a waste. Help a guy out. Basil Hayden, man. Do a little Basil Hayden. That's a good one. Use it for
Gentlemen,
everything.
I do have a little sad news.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
You got like 2 minutes of content left.
I know, but
Can't sad news come at
I
3:05?
think we have to acknowledge this. Carl Weathers,
No.
What?
known best
Apollo Creed?
for his roles in Rocky, Happy Gilmore, Predator, Star Wars, and more, sadly has passed away at the age of 76.
He's in the ads right now reprising the role of Chubb Peterson, coaching Gronk in the Kick of Destiny 2.
Correct.
Oh,
He's in-
no.
What happened?
I don't know.
Oh, that sucks. Apollo Creed is lights out.
Chubbs Peterson
I'm gonna-
is lights out.
Here's a little. I liked Apollo more than Rocky. Hot take.
I don't think it's that hot, and it was really tough to watch Ivan Drago murder him.
Yeah. Yeah. It was.
Have
It
you
was.
watched the Creed
He was also
movies?
very not yet. I'm going to watch it with the boys.
I want to watch those too.
Yeah, I think they seem like they would be good.
Excellent.
Yeah, and he was actually very damn funny in Arrested Development. If you watch that show,
Great
he was
show.
David Cross's acting teacher.
I mean,
very
he's
an icon.
Chubb Peterson was
He's
a great
unbelievable in
character.
Commando. Like
Yes.
he's the other end.
Yes, yes.
A hell of an acting career.
Man.
I have one more. Bobby, eventually I will get to all of your questions.
You better print them, Gibby.
We went a little long. This is from Austin V, though, and I got to get this in. And I can look up all of Bobby's. I've got a whole page of Bobby questions.
Good.
Bo, when the new NCAA football game drops, will you require your boys to bring a mid-major to prominence in the dynasty mode before they can start a dynasty with a blue blood school, similar to how you do with Real Madrid on the FIFA?
No, what I did with Real Madrid is they have to earn the right to play Real Madrid.
Yeah.
So they have to beat.
So they'd
me.
have to earn the right to play
earn
the Buckeyes.
the right to play the Buckeyes before I played them. Like I'll play with some middling team before you get a chance to play Ohio State. I would do this.
Like they'll have to beat Wisconsin or Penn State.
Sure. Yeah. You have to earn the right and the privilege, and
or
sometimes
the blue.
The weight of that
is tough.
Is suffocating. As they found
what
out
happened?
with Real Madrid.
Did they ever get into the new?
Yeah, they're in it.
Came out?
They're all in. They got it at Christmas, and they've been playing it. Now they're too busy, but like anytime they have downtime, they get back into it.
They also have a lot of Fortnite time.
Well, I got home last night
with his girlfriend,
among others. I got home last night after basketball practice with Beamsy, where he basically has now turned me into like Around the Horn or something, or like First Take. He like just asked me historical sports questions, just one after another. So he was Jordan or LeBron, Dad. And so then we had to have that conversation on the way home. And then we get home.
Who's doing this?
Beamsy. We get home, and it felt like I was on the front lines of a tactical assault. He was in the basement, the speaker thing, loud, yelling and screaming. I'm going, what? Like Bootsy's trying to sleep upstairs. Like, what the hell is going on? I go down there. He's yelling at his buddies. You're the number one Kappa. You're glossing him all the time. All this other nonsense. I'm like, we got to lock. This is out of control. It's out of control. I'm going to build a soundproof room.
Lock this down, Bishop. You better lock it down.
I'm going to build a soundproof room where he can go in there and yell at people.
Like a little gaming room. Make it a closet. There you go.
Soundproof.
I'm trying to say, I feel like there's a little bluster. Remember, Buddy Garrett was going to be sleeping outside. He was going to be a house dog. Maybe you need to make the house that you were going to build for Buddy Garrett on the outside. Turn that into a gaming hut.
That's not a bad idea.
You want to go game?
Get in the hut.
In the hut.
So much more to come. Cleveland Runs Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland. Next week at this time, we will be wrapping up the Super Bowl preview program, kids. What do you got? That's very good. It's very good. Therapy's on a heater.
You think you're fast, Uno? Let's see you run around the Muni lot with a terrible towel on game day as people are throwing beer cans at somebody running across porta potties.
15.
That would be fun.
Oh, man.
The next level's next. Have a great
weekend.
Everybody, Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland.
It'd be fun to say that on Thursday.